It's Friday, hyper focus Friday. I'll stop. So welcome back to ArdelleVision, where I, Ardelle, give you the vision of my life with where I want to be, and hopefully share and inspire others to do the same thing. So today is another hyper focus Friday. I've told you this before, but I am doing keto. Today's hyper focus Friday is, you can either call it, going keto, becoming keto and fat adapted, doing the keto diet, but I have been on it for I went keto, like I said, to help my brain. I've been totally in love with the results, and I'm so excited to share it with anybody that is ADHD or ADD or just feel like they have mental fog. I've known that, I've tried to go gluten-free, I've tried to go sugar-free, I've tried to, drink a bullet coffee from here and there, actually I never tried. I kept wanting to, because I would hear certain little things that you should do if you have ADHD. And that was one of the things, was a bullet coffee. Like, what is that? And then I found out it's a recipe within the keto diet. So what is the keto diet or the keto lifestyle or being keto and fat adapted? It's basically eating a diet that is comprised highly of natural, organic, as best as you can help it, animal fats and some protein and minimal carbs. It's a low carb diet, but high natural animal fats and plant fats like avocado or coconut oil. So when I found out some of the things that are good for you on it and the ways that you can eat, I was like, oh my God, I think that's like the first time that I legit can do that. Because something weird that I found out with ADHD is you like salt, and apparently salt is good for you. Something I never knew, but you're not supposed to eat iodized salt. You're supposed to eat like healthy Himalayan sea salt, for example, just sea salt, any sort of sea salt down by the seashore. But so I was like, so I can basically eat healthy fatty animals or healthy animal fats with protein and some high fibrous low carb vegetables like kale, which I love cooked kale. After you cook like a nice juicy steak and then cook the kale and afterwards is so good. So anyways, what that does is it changes your body's DNA, not DNA. It changes the way your body burns energy for fuel. Bodies can burn glucose, which is a dirty fuel, I've learned, burns quick and you run through it fast, and that's why people eat high carbs diets when they're trying to work out and get muscular and stuff like that. Or you could just go keto and have a high fat diet, and instead of burning glucose, which carbs turn into glucose, or just eating straight up sugar, you can burn ketones. Well, actually your body burns the fat and your brain runs off the ketones. So it's changing the fuel for your brain, which is like the biggest ring-a-ling ding ding-a-ling ding dong, if you know what I'm ming-a-ling, for why I switched to going keto. It is a long haul. It is a long-term commitment. So if you are interested in this, I don't want to tell anybody not to do something. All of our bodies are different, and maybe it's not for everyone, but I'm finding that the results for me, for my mind, were pretty much almost immediate. I noticed brain clarity within the first week. I feel like I have better recall ability, and I have just a clearer mind, and it's been kind of like, I can see clearly now, brain fog's gone. 'Cause I can use all the ketones in my brain. Sometimes I just really like to butcher songs and make up my own words. But seriously, I'm in love with it. I love it so much. I'm obsessed with it. I'm hyper focused on it, and I can't wait. I remember reading back before I even knew what the keto diet was, that sugar and specifically gluten is bad for your brain because it turns into glucose in your body, and then your brain works on the glucose and it causes brain fog. And I have a friend that had a pretty traumatic brain injury, and she's like, I don't eat gluten ever, and that's what was recommended to her. And I was like, ugh, that's so smart. But I couldn't get past my desire for a cookie. And I couldn't get past, whatever, I'm just going to have this one sandwich, because sandwiches are healthy and whole grains are healthy. I'm not going to say anything on that front. I'm not going to go on some bashing gluten, bashing bread, bashing high carb diet rant, because I'm just not going to. But the reason I'm sharing all this is because this is what's been an answer for me. Finding out that I had ADHD was the anchor that I've been looking for to fight towards getting better. And this is something to attach to that anchor and to finally start moving forward. I'm finally getting answers and a direction and a path towards something that I feel like is just so exciting. I just can't even take it. But what I've read with the keto diet is in the first couple weeks, you'll have something called the keto flu. It's basically your body going one way and burning fuel differently to then just transitioning into something completely different, that ketos can't be processed or made in your body if there's the presence of glucose. And a lot of my family eats really healthy. This Thanksgiving, we had a completely keto Thanksgiving, which was amazing to have your family on board. The first couple weeks are really hard, so I found that I'm very thankful and very lucky to have had somebody doing it with me. I really, really think that's the only reason why I was able to make it through the initial hump. If they fell off now, I probably would, I would keep going, not probably, but if I didn't have somebody to do it with, I think it would be an initial struggle. So I would recommend you find a support group online or with a friend or whatever. But another recommendation I have is to find the why behind it all. The people at my job that had done it quit within a week, and I just found out recently they want to do it again, and I think it's because they've seen me resist all of the desserts that got brought into our office, all of these fattening foods. We get spoiled at my job with just standard American diet food and junk food and literally brownies, pumpkin pies, cookies, you name it, we get spoiled with it. And they've been seeing me for a month just say, no, I'm on keto. And they always say they forget. And I'm like, how could you forget? I've been doing this for a month, but they want to do it again. And I'm like, do you know the why behind it? Do you know the science behind keto and what it does for your brain and how it helps with cortisol and stress and anxiety and all these things that I'm riddled with? And I know that I shouldn't be eating sugar, and I know little subtleties of what is healthy and what is not, but nothing was ever strong enough for me to anchor myself to be passionate about, to stay on board with, and get it on board because it's a boat and there's an anchor. I'm so clever. But there's so much information out there. I just recommend you go hogs wild and just find out what you can about it. There's like even not free classes, but $10 classes on Udemy where you can even get certified or just take classes on keto or learning about, how fasting is really good for you. On the keto diet recommends intermittent fasting. The results are not just clear mind, but you're also not as hungry. You have higher energy. You don't have to work out as much, but you can work out in intense momentary intervals. It's very reminiscent, and it's designed and created around the same guy who did the Primal Blueprint did it, which is created by how we used to eat when we were hunters and foragers before civilization came about. But the same guy that wrote the Primal Living Blueprint book, wow, can you tell I'm excited? He wrote the Keto Reset Diet. And so that was the book that me and my sister started reading. There's another one, if I remember it, I'll look it up and link it down below. It's super extra scientific, califragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite precocious. But it's really intense, the other book, but I'll link it in the description below. I'll just do that for you guys, so you're welcome. I'll link everything that I've read. I'll just link everything. But anyways, so we read the guy that wrote Primal Blueprint wrote the Keto Reset Diet. We're reading that, and me and my sister together are doing it. My mind has been blown so many times just with the way your body functions and the way it was designed to function before we lived in civilized cultures. We didn't know we were going to have our meal all the time. We didn't have a balanced breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We do now. We don't have to feel hunger pains now, because back in the day, if you ate a really fatty woolly mammoth and you stored it, ate it, and then eventually it ran out, your body is storing energy differently and running off of a different functionality. It's not running off of just berries galore and every fruit you can imagine is available at the grocery store, even if it's not in your region. And, it's not filled with pesticides and chemicals and all this stuff. So your body just, as a human, what I've learned and what I'm continuing to learn, because I'm by no means not an expert. I want to be, and I would love to be, and I just can't be, and okay. But that was me attempting a joke that completely fell flat. So, anyways, ADHD brain kick in. What were you saying? It's only been a month, so I'm getting there. But anyways, basically, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm at Trader Joe's. Oh, that reminds me. Make sure you get vitamins. With the keto flu, you're going to make sure that you get electrolytes, drink alkaline waters, try to make sure your pH balance is up. If you have access to any sort of health and wellness center where I work, I'm very lucky. I'm very appreciative and grateful for this, but I can get a Myers cocktail, which is a vitamin C infusion that has magnesium. You want to make sure you have magnesium and your potassium up, and you get your sodium. You could even drink sodium in your water. I know that sounds weird. Himalayan sea salt, and get pH balance testers and just pee on a pee strip. And then make sure you're also, if you have access to a health and wellness center, maybe get some vitamin B shots or go to a supplement store and talk to them there. And I just found out my blood work that my kidney needs some help, which helps, I think the kidney or the liver, I don't remember, so help me God, produces the ketones. So make sure whatever is supposed to be producing any certain thing is working right. But even if you just do keto all out, it's more corrective and more beneficial just doing it in general and not supplementing anything with it than just not doing it at all, in my humble opinion, for me, my body, my needs. But so also make sure you get some vitamin B12 supplements in there as well. These are all things I've read. I think I said vitamin B shot, or if you could do vitamin B12. Either way, vitamin C is really beneficial. It'll help circumvent and bypass that keto flu. I had already been trying to be low gluten for the longest on and off period, so I don't feel like I experienced it as much as other people did. And I definitely was really tired the first week. Like, I would come home from my break, because I have a very long break in between work, and I would just want to take a nap. I would never get around to it. I did feel a little beat up, like aches and sores. It's reminiscent of a flu. And they call it the keto flu. If you're prepared for that and have a long-term goal, and do your research before you start, but don't put it off until you know everything. I've just read go crazy, eating as much as you can, 70% fat, 25% or so protein, and 5 to 10% grams of, not grams, percent vegetables, healthy carb, high carb vegetable, low carb vegetables, whatever am I talking about? Look it up. Just kidding. All I know is what I know, and I'm trying to know more. The more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. And if you don't know, now you know. You know very well who you are, my shining star. I don't know the words. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed another great zest-isode of Hyper Focus Friday, where I share with you whatever I'm super hyper focused on. Stay tuned for this coming Tuesday, where I will be doing another 10-minute Tuesday talk, and then following up with more fun videos to come. I'm at Trader Joe's. They sell a really good alkaline water. Recommend going to Trader Joe's, any Whole Food store, and also check out Keto Connect. It's a YouTube channel that's really taught me a lot, and have fun looking into this and seeing if it'll help your ADHD mind, because I know within the first week and now within the first month, it's really benefited me, and I'm so excited to share it. I just wanted to end this video by saying I gave all of you all the best information that I can recall with my ADHD mind. I feel like my mind is definitely more clear than it has been in a very long time, and it is so, it's like a snowball effect. The clearer my mind goes, going clear, Scientology plug. I'm just kidding, I'm not plugging for Scientology. But the clearer my mind gets, the more motivated I am to eat clean and eat keto. And it's interesting, I've wanted to be gluten-free for the longest time. I've wanted to cut back on drinking because of the gluten and all the sugar and everything that, you know, goes alongside with drinking. And it's not really great for an ADHD mind. And just so many things that I've wanted to do. And I've heard about the bullet coffee, which is, you know, butter and coconut oil in a coffee. There's all these things I've wanted to do, but finally it came to a point where the keto was the recipe for it all. They were all ingredients to the recipe of going keto, and I couldn't be any more grateful for this revelation in my life. And I'm trying to do my best job of explaining this all to you without, you know, using bullet points or anything, because I want to be more authentic in my sharing of it and inspire you all to just be curious to go research it yourself, because I feel like knowing the why behind it was what kept me interested, sticking with it, gonna stick with it, gonna continue to share this with you all. So with that said, I hope I've relayed all this information as best I can. I've probably used the wrong words and the wrong terminology. It is what it is. So thank you so much for watching ArdelleVision, where I, Ardelle, share with you the vision of my life and hopes to inspire others to do the same thing and improve ourselves one keto day at a time. No, just one day at a time, each day at a time as it comes. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share with all your friends, like, thumbs up, comment, description, this, that, these, and those. Bye.